like a long time coming. Welcome to my kitchen tour. If you're new here, hey, my name's Emily. I spent far too long renovating this house, and finally today I'm going to be sharing with you the tour of my kitchen. This was the room in the house that was the most important to me. It is my dream kitchen. I dreamt of this for years. It took me so long to perfect, and I am really relieved to say that I am so pleased with the outcome. There are definitely a few things I would change and amend, and I will share those with you in the video, but for now, I am going to be showing you the tour of the finished as a newly renovated kitchen can be, kitchen. If you like videos like this, a thumbs up goes a long way. It would mean the world. And if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you subscribe. I have some very exciting things coming up that I am of course sharing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But yeah, welcome to my kitchen. Here's an overview of the kitchen. You are positioned basically on the back wall, and then, well, behind you is the snug, but you're at like the edge of the kitchen. When I bought this house, the kitchen had already been extended. I was trying to figure out where to. I think to the snug. Yes, I added on the snug. So where you are right now is where the back wall of the kitchen used to be, and there wasn't like a living or dining area, so I added that on, which I am so pleased that I did. So yes, when I bought the house, this was completely different. They had a peninsula there, and then it was like a kitchen table scenario here, a built-in fridge, and I just had a completely different vision for the kitchen. So we ripped everything out and I went to designing it. This is a Duval kitchen. I knew years and years before I ever renovated that a Duval kitchen was the dream, and I'm so pleased that I managed to make that happen for myself. I adore this. Like, I can't even tell you. This is just everything that I could ever have dreamt of for a kitchen. I love to cook, I love to bake. My home is my safe space, and yeah, this is just like the hub of everything. So color wise, I decided to do two-tone for so many reasons. I've got the dark green and then I've got the white over here, and there were firstly, it was quite a nice thought because I'm a YouTuber, that's what I do. I quite like the thought that I could face you guys this way and it would be one color, and this way and it would be another color, but also just it was quite fun to change it up. And I did worry that maybe it would be a little dark with the green throughout the space. So I definitely knew on the wall where there was going to be cabinets that were floor to ceiling that I wanted to do something a little bit lighter, and I think it worked out perfectly. So let me take you around the room and show you everything. I will just say I haven't cleared anything out or moved anything particularly for this video. So if there's a mess, that's the reality, although the shelves I did not do. I did not do that, which is why they look so beautiful. Starting on this side of the kitchen, this is my bin drawer here, and then we have my gorgeous farmhouse sink. I love my tap. I have my hot tap as well, so I can get instant hot water, which has been such a pro. The one thing I would say that I wish I'd put in was a water filter tap for cold water. The only reason I didn't was because I didn't know if there was one in my fridge, and my fridge was away in storage. I couldn't get to it. I didn't have the specific details because it was secondhand. So yeah, I risked it. I could put it in now. I could just get another tap and have filtered cold water. It's something that I'm considering. So if anyone has any experience with that, let me know. Was it easy to do? I'm unsure. So yeah, that was just one thing. And then I have my shelves up here. They're currently styled with a ton of different things. These are the White Company. I think this is Zara Home. I'll try and link everything. I've got my Dusty Knuckle book. I think these are Zara. My grandma gave me these, and then these are my grandma's scales. And then yeah, my farmhouse sink, again, a complete dream. This was Duval. The worktop I also got through Duval, and this is so hard wearing. I wanted something that looked like marble and had that beautiful look, but I didn't have to worry about staining or dropping things, because at the end of the day, it's a kitchen that I want to be able to use, but I also want it to stand the test of time, and I'm over the moon. It's so lovely. And then here I've just got this little Amazon tray that I never thought I would use so much, but it's so versatile, with my little Diptyque hand wash and hand cream, which are really sweet because it's got an E on it, which my name's Emily, so that's quite nice. Moving down, we have my dishwasher. This is a Samsung dishwasher, and I love this because firstly, it is silent, meaning I can have it on in the daytime when I'm taking calls or if I have friends over, and a bit rogue, but I love the cutlery tray at the top. I know in the US this is pretty standard in most dishwashers, but in the UK I had never had a dishwasher before with a cutlery tray at the top, and I just think it makes a world of difference. I just love the fact they're out of the way. I think they get cleaned better. So yes, following along from the sink, we have the dishwasher. And then we move along to my cutlery drawer. I say it like that because I don't actually know what state this drawer is in. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I feel like maybe the bread scraper shouldn't be in there, but bread scraper, dough scraper, same thing. This, actually the built-in came with the drawer from Duval, and then I wouldn't say it's too cluttered. Over here I've just got a ton of my spatulas and things that I don't want out on display. And then we've got my cutlery, which is Soho Home. I love it. It's so weighty, which just makes for a really nice experience eating with it. You'll come to find that a lot of the things in this kitchen I've collected over time, so they probably mean a bit more to me than they probably should. But what do we have in here? So we have the Mini Le Creuset spatula, which if you watch the Ninja Creamy videos, you will know. And this actually came in a gift set years and years ago that my mum got me. These cup measures are, I believe, Williams Sonoma, yes. And then these as well are Williams Sonoma. And then over here I just have some scissors and then extra cutlery just in case. But for the most part, everything in here is used super, super regularly. And I don't feel like it's too cluttered. Moving down, we have my plates. I just have, these are Zara Home, I love these. Again, these are Zara Home, and actually I think everything in here is Zara Home. Yes, it is, except this really ugly chopping board. But yeah, I don't have full sets of everything. I wanted it to be a little bit eclectic, and I definitely think I've achieved that, but I just love these prints. I think they're beautiful. And then the bottom drawer just has bubble wrap. Actually, this is so random. Why does this sum me up as a person? So I've got my Williams Sonoma Love Heart Valentine's Day things. I've got my toaster. I've got some bubble wrap, pens, and then my baby Le Creuset. Yeah, evidently that drawer needs sorting out, but I told you, I haven't sorted anything, so this is just the way it is. Before we get onto my stove, I have my utensils over here and a little Le Creuset salt pig. I don't actually have that much of my pink Le Creuset out on display. Oh no, maybe I do. Maybe more than I thought, but I love this utensil holder, and in here everything is pretty much, oh, these are TK Maxx, and then everything else is Williams Sonoma. I really like these ones with the metal on because I can just pop them in the dishwasher, and I just find that super easy, and I just love how they look. And then we come round to one of the dream elements of the kitchen for me. This is a Wolf 6-ring burner, and this range had been on my Pinterest vision boards for years. I just really, I knew I wanted this in my kitchen. Two non-negotiables for my kitchen were the Wolf range and the Sub-Zero fridge, and they were both so insanely expensive, but I decided that I would rather get the kitchen done to exactly the spec that I wanted and then not be able to do the rest of the house, but as long as I had the kitchen. However, I found ways around it, and I actually bought this and my fridge secondhand, so I'll leave that vlog down below. It was a crazy story. I found them online and ended up in this like £25 million house in Kensington, South Kensington maybe? I don't remember, maybe, yeah, somewhere. Anyway, and I walked in and basically someone had bought the house and they were ripping out the entire kitchen that had been done maybe like 2 years before, and they just didn't want any of it. So I paid for the whole kitchen. I had to buy the whole kitchen, including the cabinets and everything. In the end, they let me just take the appliances that I wanted, which was really kind of them because I had no idea how I was going to dispose of a kitchen. So yeah, they let me just take the appliances, and what I paid for the kitchen, like everything, was not even half what I would have paid for like this new. It was insane and saved me so much money. Obviously there was an element of risk because they're secondhand and I didn't know what condition they were in really, because you know I could go and see them, but it's not like I could test them and use them. However, what I will say is these types of appliances are built to last. They're built to be fixed. They're built to, you know, last your lifetime. So with that in mind, I did purchase with confidence, and the sun's gone behind a cloud, sorry, but yeah, it's everything I could have ever dreamed of. I really, really, really love this, and every time I cook on it, it brings me such joy. When I cook my first roast dinner in it, it just like, it makes me stupidly happy. It shouldn't make me that happy, but it does. You know, for some people, they just have those things, and this was one of those things for me. So I have a smaller oven on this side, and then we have the larger oven this side, and then I've got my 6 burners, and then this is a cooktop as well, but I haven't used this. So yeah, dream range. And then I just have my pink Le Creuset on the top. This This hood was, I gotta give full credit to my father for this, because I had no idea what I was going to do extractor wise. As you can see, my kitchen is slanted. This is very standard for these kind of Victorian terrace houses in London, and it's why I couldn't have cupboards on the top half of the kitchen, because there's literally just not space. So really didn't know what I was going to do cooker hood wise. I wanted something built in. I really wanted it to look, you know, that look, that farmhouse kitchen look where it's all built in, and the reality is it just wasn't doable. So we decided to go for something completely opposite to the farmhouse style and do this super industrial looking cook hood to match the range, and I really like how it looks. I don't think it's ugly. I don't think it stands out in a way that a lot of the other ones we looked at would have. And finally over here, my pot filler, which is something that I just so desperately wanted. Again, on my list of things, when I went into Devolve the first time, they said to me, they were like, do you have a list of things that you really, really want in your kitchen? And I said, yes, a warming drawer, a pot filler. I did initially want flower drawers, as in on my island, I wanted drawers that I pulled out and I could scoop flour out of them, but we weren't able to make that happen, sadly. But yes, this was such a, not a non-negotiable, but like a dream item for me, and I use it all the time. I'm a massive spiller. I'm also the weakest person in the whole entire world, so the fact that I can literally just put my pot on the burner, you know, put water in the pot and not have to lift or move anything is such a game changer for me, and a game changer for the floor. Next up, I have another set of these 3 drawers. So this top one is my junk drawer. You know, everybody just needs a drawer for like sellotape, pens, birthday decorations. I've got my greaseproof paper in here, I've got batteries in here, a fan in here. It's just random things, but I feel like everybody needs that drawer. So this is what this is, and I would say it's pretty organized, to be honest. It doesn't really get too messy. I mean, these could be better organized, couldn't they? Maybe I should have gone through and tidied everything first. And then moving down, we have my pots and pans drawer. Again, this is just super eclectic. I didn't do anything crazy like buy a ton of new things when I moved in. I really wanted to use what I had and get used to being in the house and see what was missing or see what I wanted to replace or get new of. So I've got my cast iron skillet from the Crusade. I've got these are Tefal, and then I've got my white skillet, which I love. This next to it is my bread oven, and then I just have a couple of other pans. Really, I don't have too many. I've got my Mason Cash rolling pin that my mama got me. Is it my birthday or Christmas? One or the other. And then just a Silpat, what would you call this, baking mat? These are so great. I'm gonna link, they do like Amazon versions that are exactly the same and way more affordable. And I use this in place of baking paper so it doesn't go in the bin afterwards, and I just wash it. It honestly is so great. And then in this bottom drawer, I just have like baking things. Weighing scales, cupcake tins, a colander, and then I also have, these are Amazon. This is a version of the Silpat that goes in a bread oven, so you don't have to use greaseproof paper when making bread, like sourdough, anything like that, and you just kind of lift it out. Honestly, so clever, so affordable. And then I've just got cupcake cases, muffin cases, everything. And then in this corner down here, just all of my cookie cutters. Bit random, but everything I could possibly need. And then this along here is actually my boiler, which is just not that interesting really, is it? You'll notice I have some appliances out on the side, which originally I really didn't want to do. This is just out, this is my pizza oven, because I used it for my birthday and I haven't put it away yet. I do have a home for it in a cupboard. And then we have my KitchenAid, which stays out all the time because I use it every day, if not every other day. So yes, normally this is just kind of an empty part of worktop. I actually hosted a pizza party for my birthday dinner, but it was the night before I went away, so everyone was here until like midnight, and then I had to leave for the airport at 4 AM. So yes, it hasn't been put away in the cupboard yet. I feel like I should show you what's in the island next on this side, and then we'll have done this whole stretch of kitchen. So my island, I knew I wanted a ton of storage in it just purely because I have a lot of kitchen stuff, and it's stuff that I love and use, so wanted to be able to access it instead of having to, you know, store it somewhere else. This genuinely really excites me. So down the bottom here, I have my Mason Cash stack. These are all Mason Cash bowls. I've got some pink ones, this is like cream one, and a little yellow one from their spring collection, which is gorgeous. I use these these to bake, I use these to display things, to, I don't know, when I'm serving. They're so handy. I've got some batter bowls from Le Creuset, and then all of my Le Creuset stoneware that I cook with. And then in the back, I've just got all of the round ones. So I've got like flan tins and tart tin, well not tins, but you know, tart pans. And then moving up, we have a ton of my Kilner jars. I've got storage. I don't really like plastic Tupperware, so all of my Tupperware is glass. These are Kilner, and these are actually, I believe, IKEA, and then these ones are Amazon. And then at the top, I have more of my Kilner collection, and then we have some more Le Creuset. As I said, not particularly organized, but I know where everything is, and you know, that's the main thing. In the next cupboard along, this is where things start to make a bit less sense. So down the bottom, I have my slow cooker. I've got my NutriBullet with just a ton of attachments. Moving up, I've got my Soda Stream, a hand whisk, and then just basically things that won't fit elsewhere. I've got my Ninja Creamy cups in the back, some more Le Creuset that wouldn't fit in the other cupboard. So I've got egg cups, I've got a bunch of ramekins and jars. This is super handy. Obviously I can change where these go. Can you see? I just move this and I can move the shelves up and down so I have more space. But this felt like a really great use of space, especially for someone who has a ton of tiny knickknacks. So handy to be able to store them without wasting a whole shelf when I just don't need the height. So yes, that's the random cupboard. So down here at the bottom we have my warming drawer. Again, I got this secondhand from the kitchen. This is Gaggenau. I love it. It's super handy. And then this is just stuff drawer. I've got a bunch of letters and things in there. And then this was my flower drawer. However, I have decided to dedicate it as a snack drawer. Right now, all I've got in there are some protein bars, but I am going to add some snacks into here. I literally decided this 2 days ago, which is why there is barely anything in there. But I think that's a great idea because it's accessible, isn't it? I can just grab and go. Moving around to my curiosity cupboard. This was actually a last minute addition to my kitchen. I knew I had this space here. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Initially, I was thinking maybe one of these kind of built in, and then decided it wasn't the right thing. So went for this, which I am over the moon with. Obviously, it's not completely styled yet. I just have some of my favorite things in here. So these are my Bundt tins, which I just adore. These are Nordic ware. I actually collect these, and these are just 3 of them. And then at the top, I've got some Le Creuset jugs. Again, like, why do I have 3 of those? People just buy me them as gifts, and they accumulate. So now I have 3 matching. And then down here, I just have some of my Kilner items as well. So yeah, I need to properly style this, but right now, love this shelf. These stands, I think, are Zara. I'll find them and link them because they're so handy. You can stand recipe books on them and everything, but I obviously chose to stand my Bundt tins. And then, yeah, such a gorgeous piece in my kitchen. I love it. This is the most exciting cupboard in the kitchen, but I'm going to make you wait and show you this one first. So this is my cleaning cupboard. I have toilet roll at the top. We then have kitchen roll, and then just a ton of cleaning products. And then in this one here, I have my vacuum and my mop, and then my toolkit, you know, stuff. It's essentially my utility room. I was originally going to build a utility room in this house and just decided it was such a poor use of space and would make the house in turn feel so much smaller. So I decided just to have a, you know, a couple cupboards dedicated for my bits and bobs. And then I'm having actually a laundry cupboard built very soon out here with my washer and dryer in. And then I'm going to have like a utility situation out there, and I'll probably move things from here into there if there's room. I'm thinking maybe. But then I'm like, what would I put in here anyway? I need to think about that. And then, welcome to my pantry cupboard. Oh my goodness, this is my dream. This is the amount of these that I had saved on my Pinterest was just obscene. This is everything to me. Honestly, I think when I moved in, one of the first things I did was arrange the pantry cupboard, even though I had barely anything to put in here, just because I was so excited. And right now, I'm kind of in the middle of doing like a spring clean, but I'm trying to use up as much as possible so then I can, you know, do a big restock at some point, which is why there's empty things. I mean, I get through, this is where I keep my nuts, this was cashews, I've got some pecans, I get through these like crazy. And then, I mean, look, it's not the most orderly kind of situation right now. So I've got nuts down here, I've got some honey, I've got, these are all the little HelloFresh sachets that I haven't used, some pesto, some goose fat, I've got some oils up here, breadcrumbs, And then in here I've got my tomatoes at the top. Let me bring you closer. There you go. I feel like you can see better now. At the top here I have my favorite tin tomatoes. This is the Mutti brand, and they do a great pizza sauce as well. And they've got a couple different types, but this is the one that I tend to go for. It's really, really good. Has some beef stock, got some applesauce, cannellini beans, my little OXO tin. Everybody always asks me where I got this from. I've had it for years. It must have been like a special edition thing. And then moving down, I've got pasta, lentils, random things, and then my chocolate, flours, sugars. On this shelf, I've got some granola, oats. These are all of my like nut butters and like Nutella breads. And then this is like a biscuit section, tea section, and then moving down, I have my flours. So these were previously in that drawer that I told you about, but just recently I decided to move them into here. I will probably move them again. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm having a bit of a move around right now. And then we have just some backup milks for when if I've been traveling and I come back and I want something immediately, it's there. And then this is where I keep my supplements. So I've got my daily multivitamin, which is really good from Ollie. And then I've got collagen, I've got AG1, and then my electrolytes. And then moving around to this side of the pantry cupboard, these are all of my spices. These are all just, standard kind of thing. Cumin, coriander, like paprika. This is great. Roast potato seasoning from Marks and Spencer's. So underrated. And then this is the best gravy ever, the Bisto one, the Bisto Best. Oh, so good. I've got my Trader Joe's seasonings, which are all brand new. And then why is that backwards? Oh, that's odd. I didn't do that. That's really weird. And then this is more kind of baking. I've got ginger, I've got some cinnamon, cocoa powder, vanilla, and then at the top I've got rice flour, coconut, ground almonds, and chickpea flour, which honestly isn't my favorite. Moving down to my drawers, and I actually do have a socket in here, so if I did want to put one or two of my appliances in here, I could do. I just don't feel the need, actually. No. I do have the choice. And then these are fun drawers. This is my chocolate drawer. It's full of Laderack chocolate, and then this is also my chocolate drawer, also full of Laderack chocolate. As you can see, it gets demolished in this household, so yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, but we love our chocky. And then over here I've got just kind of standard chocolate, Cadbury's. A lot of this stuff is just like random chocolate bars, some mini eggs. And then in this drawer, this is kind of like slightly random snacks, like chocolate covered pretzels and these butter covered cashews from Trader Joe's. These are Trader Joe's as well, they're so good. And then just Oaty bars and the only packet of crisps in the whole freaking house. I'm not a crisp person. Ooh, also in here I have the Deliciously Ella peanut butter oat bars, cacao and orange oat bars, and apple and raisin oat bars. They look really good. Just, random bits. But I love these drawers, and I really do think I need to start using them better because I don't need 3 chocolate drawers. Nobody needs 3 chocolate drawers. Moving around to my fridge. I adore my fridge. This is a Sub-Zero Pro fridge freezer. It's got the fridge drawers, the freezer drawers, and this honestly was just such a dream for me. My fridge is not tidy right now. Actually, my fridge is usually so tidy. It's because I've been here, there, and everywhere, and I'm actually due a grocery shop, which is why it's not. I mean, I'll happily show you, it's fine, but don't expect much. Don't expect it to look the way it looked in that video where I restocked my fridge for the new year. It doesn't look anything like that. But I just thought I'd mention my stools. These are Soho Home. I love them. They were so hard to get hold of. I had to get 2 at a time because they just didn't have enough stock, and it was a risk because there was a chance they just weren't going to get them back in stock, but thankfully they did. And they are so comfortable. Everyone that comes over sits on them and they're like, oh yeah, this is great. So I'm so pleased with that purchase. This is what they look like. They're the counter size, so they're slightly lower than the bar stools. And then on my island, I've just got, I think these are Zara Home. I will link everything down below. And then my little wireless Pookie light, which is, oh, so handy. I love it. And it's quite weighty, so it just feels such great quality. And then on the end of the island as well, I just have this from IKEA because this is where I sit and work. So I like to have something to put my laptop on. And then when I'm finished, I will kind of hide the laptop away just so it's not, all up in my space. Okay, let's out me. Let's start with the freezer. In here, I have a Ninja Creamy, which I shouldn't have really frozen with the lid on because then it goes bumpy, but I forgot because it's been a while. And then down here I have an instant boba pack from Costco that has been in there a while because you need a microwave and I don't have a microwave. And then down the bottom here I have pizza dough. This is the pizza dough that we use in the pizza oven, and I would highly recommend. You can get it at Sainsbury's, you can get it at Whole Foods. I don't know where else, but those are two places you can get it, and it's really, really good. So that is all I have in there. This drawer is empty, and then this is my ice drawer. Getting into the fridge, this is what it's looking like. I love these little fridge dividers. These are Amazon, I'll link them. And at the top here, I've just got some butter, some applesauce, eggs. Moving down, I have my favorite yogurt in the whole entire world. This is from the Estate Dairy. We have my my sourdough starter, which I thought I killed, and then my best friend called me after seeing it in my vlog and was like, Emily, you know I have like an offcut of your sourdough starter in my fridge. So she saved the day, and I should really separate it again just so I don't kill it, but definitely needs some love. Look at that hooch. Oopsie. This is like my condiment tray. I just love to be able to pull it out because when I eat things like pizza or anything like that, I love different condiments on different slices. So I just like to pull the whole tray out and just help myself. Moving down, I've got my dairy, just got some kefir and some milk. I always have some kind of leftover or something that I've made in here. So these are energy balls. There's literally one left. And then this is the bone broth that I made this week, which is why there's no like offcuts or anything in my freezer because they were all made into broth this week. And then we have my drink selection. I literally drink water and coffee and electrolytes, greens, maybe a juice, something like that. So this is all for guests. And well, actually that's a lie. I love a coconut water, but yes, this is mainly for guests. And then I just have two drawers down here, both of which are empty, but it's very handy because I can put like my produce, my veg, whatever in here. I can put like my meat right at the bottom if I want to. It's just very handy. But as I said, and if it's not obvious enough, I am due a grocery shop. And then we move over to my juice bar. Now, this is something that my architect and I went back and forth on for so long. I wanted as many opinions and as much insight as possible from the people around me that knew what they were doing. And originally, I wanted this area to be exactly the same as down there and just have the floor to ceiling storage. Who's at my door? It was an Amazon parcel. But yes, so initially I did want to do floor to ceiling storage, and he just kind of said to me, he was like, why? What are you gonna put in there? Are you gonna fill it with stuff? And I was like, yeah. He was like, why? So we came to the conclusion that this juice bar idea was a great idea. I think it's really great to have firstly a second sink. I cook, I bake all the time. It's very handy to have another sink. And also when you're hosting, I can fill this with ice, fill it with drinks, and just so many reasons. This is essentially like a utility sink. We're calling it a juice bar. Will it ever be used as a juice bar? Who knows? But that's like the working name. And I just think it's the kind of area that will be able to grow with me if this house ends up having more people in it. And I, again, wanted to do these shelves. I love. The only thing that I feel like is really missing is having high storage for mugs, because right now my mugs are down here, which is not the end of the world. But I don't know about you, but when I associate making a hot drink or a cup of tea or whatever, I reach for a mug. So I don't know, it doesn't bother me that much, and I could put hooks under here, or I even put hooks under that side and hang mugs there because that's where my hot tap is, but I don't want to display them. So that's like something I'm like, okay, I mean, even here, to be honest, I could put some kind of shelving on the end of there. I hadn't thought of that. But these are my gorgeous shelves. Again, I did not style these. My cousin Hannah did it for me because she's too good to me, and she was staying at my house, and I got back and this is what she'd done. So I'm very lucky, I'm very grateful, because she has a real eye that I do not have, that we all know. So yeah, I have my Bertha Brown book. I think I got this for Christmas, if not birthday. I've got some of my recipe books down here. This is a bunch of flowers from my favourite florist in London, Grace and Thorn. I have a diptyque candle, a tray. Again, this is Zara Home. My bread basket, some Le Creuset bits, is more Zara Home, a little thank you card, a grind recipe book, and then just some, you know, bits and bobs. I think it's lovely. And then I've got another of my Pookie lamps. These honestly are so great. They're an investment, like they're pricey, and obviously Amazon do kind of dupes, but these just, they feel so different, and I really love these. And then over here we have my Sage coffee machine with my puck sucker. Guys, I have gifted so many people, friends and family, these, because if they have the coffee machine, this is so great. You know when you're hitting the puck out of the, I don't know the word, the coffee thing. You have to whack the puck out and it's so loud, this sucks it out and it's silent. It's great. And I love my coffee machine. Again, I got this secondhand in an auction, in like a John Lewis return auction. And since then, I've gifted my brother-in-law one. My parents have bought one. It's just the best coffee machine ever. So into the cupboards down here, bit random to be honest. So I have a Sub-Zero drinks fridge down here. Again, this was secondhand, same as where I got all of the other kitchen things. And then as I briefly mentioned, this is where I keep my mugs and my glasses. I definitely think I would prefer something at height to store these, but I don't know what. So if you spy any, you know, anything I could do, please do give me suggestions in the comments, because it's not the end of the world, but like it doesn't make sense, does it? And then we have my under the sink storage, which currently just has my Ninja Creamy in there and just random stuff. Honestly, you know, sometimes you just need to store random stuff. And then again, this is like a random stuff cupboard. I've got some tins in here, some cake molds, some alcohol, like it's just so random. But yes, this is my kitchen. I really hope you enjoyed the tour. Obviously things are still going to be tweaked and changed, so maybe I'll do an updated one of these in a year's time when I've really figured all the other bits and bobs out. But if you have any suggestions, like I said, of what to do about the mugs or the cups, please do let me know in the comments. But overall, I am just over the moon. I feel like the luckiest girl in the whole entire world that I get to exist in here and bake in here and cook my dinner in here. It's so cool. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, a thumbs up goes a long way. I will leave my daily vlogs down below and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.